software and hardware such as hopscotch and lightbulb, which are antiviruses. We run various training sessions that are showcasing a range of programming resources that teachers can teach during the new curriculum. We support our youth through We support the development of our year group blogs with Animate Home, where you can make a video with your photos, you can go online and it's an app. We promote safety of our posters. We comment on hardware challenges like fire sensors challenges. We network with others. We attend county and national conferences to promote digital leader initiatives like it. This is a picture of the waiting for other digital leaders around the world to apply on the digital leader.
And then you've got Dylan there on the right, and he's also digital leader. He joins in year 4 and he's still digital.
This is a picture of me commenting on the digital leader work.
I just want to comment, Grace, as you've probably noticed, is very, very shy. And for Grace to be standing up there now presenting is a fantastic achievement for Grace. Now, she's a computer geek, not Grace, she loves computers. But it's a real achievement for her to be standing up here presenting to you today.
We decided that we would do a contract to make sure we commit to the role for a whole year, and that we don't, and that we follow the rules of the year.
So they actually decided on the rules that we're going to have. They actually decided they wanted contracts. We had people signing on to be digital leaders and not committing for the whole school year. And they thought it was quite important that if you sign up for something, you follow it through. So they decided on all the rules that are up there. We discussed it, they put it together, and then at the bottom, they actually get their parents to sign it as well. So the parents agree, the children agree, and then I agree. So it covers everything we do digitally. Next year, we will add in more bullet points in terms of e-safety and things like social networking results. So we're going to show you a video, and these are all teachers from our school. Some of them are new teachers. Mrs. Martin, you can see there, she's out flying through covering classes. And I thought it was good to hear what the teachers thought about digital leaders. So hopefully the video's going to play.
How has our teacher training impacted on your teaching of computing?
Well, the teacher training that you, all the digital leaders gave me, especially Grace from my class, it let me know that she really understands the programs that we've...
Oh, love technology.
Especially Grace from my class, it let me know that she really understands the programs that we were using, and it also let me know that.
What I'll do is I'll send you a link to this so you can actually see the video of what the teachers talking about how inspiring these children are, and the fact that they actually felt quite uncomfortable at the beginning being taught by children, but when they've done a couple of training sessions, they actually go, Miss Bragg, when are the digital leaders coming in to teach training? Because I don't want to see you doing it, I want to see the children doing it. Now with all these digital leaders, they actually spend an hour once a week, and I'll give them a program to test out, and they'll go away and test it out and come back to me and say, right, we think this would be good because. So rather than me going through all the resources, they test out lots of resources. They go, here's the new Night Zookeeper website that we're trying at the moment. I will just get together.
I can rely on Grace to help explain to other children in the class if I'm not able to get to them how to work with certain programs as well. So it's been really helpful for that, and it's like having a little extra TA in ICT lessons, which is really nice as well.
What has been the most interesting skill you have learned from the digital leaders, and can you explain why?
Well, I think the most interesting skill digital leaders have taught is the animator videos that we did with our staff meeting, which is fantastic. Lots on the school blog, and lots and lots of help because the school blog as well, so it helps showcase all the children's work, and it gets to go all over the country, so it's fantastic.
What words could you use to describe the digital leaders?
Digital leaders, wow, where can I start? I think they're awesome. I use them across the school. In fact, I used one when I was down in year 3 the other day. Something went wrong with my computer, well, the teacher's computer, because I was on the computer, and I had to get a digital leader to come and help me out with it. So you guys are awesome.
Yeah, thank you. How do you encourage you to be more confident with computing?
Well, I think digital leaders is a really good idea. It makes teachers more confident because the children make it more interesting. They also show it from the child's perspective, which can be fascinating for teachers. Also, it makes it more fun in staff meetings when they do training, and you can ask questions which are really based upon how the children you're teaching perceive computing.
Impact has the digital leaders had on you?
I love working with the digital leaders of our school. I'm really proud of them. They make our staff meetings really interesting. They always provide new skills for us, and they make it really easy to understand. They obviously enjoy it too, and I think it improves their confidence in ICT skills. It certainly improves mine.
Okay, more information about the digital leaders. Okay, there is a site called the Digital Leader Network. On there is a huge bank of resources for you to use. How to get started. There's resources for primary and secondary teachers, and it is a great place for you to network with other teachers from all across the country and the world that have set up the Digital Leader Initiative, because it was set up by a gentleman called Bob Harris, who is an advisor for the government. He set it up, and it got so big he had to pass it on. So there are various innovators that you can contact. So if you go to Getting Started, there are lots of resources that you can use. So here you are, there's a guide from Rising Stars about how to use the digital leaders. There is also a free book on iTunes that you can download. I'll show you in a moment about how to set up digital leaders in a primary school. Get back. There's information about when we went to vet. There is Makewaves, a digital leader network. Now, Makewaves is very similar to Edmodo. Has anyone heard of Edmodo? It's a child-friendly version of Facebook. So if you want to teach children about how to social network safely, you can start with the digital leaders using the Makewaves Digital Leader Network. You can network those digital leaders, show them how to post up on their own personal blog safely, and they get to earn badges as well. And the badges link to digital leaders, athletics, other computing skills. So please go and take a look at that site. If you look at the map, just there, that's how many people have viewed the site. So you can actually see there are people from all over the world looking at the Digital Leader Initiative and taking it on board. I won't say this is present, by the way. Really great online resource that you can use to create presentations. Is anyone on Twitter? Can I please advocate Twitter? Teachers, get yourself on it. I know this is really scary thing, social networking, and whether you're going to be able to follow everything that gets posted on there. So if you follow particular hashtags, you can find great resources that you can use in your school. Not just for computing, but for maths, English, geography. There are teachers out there that can help you with the new curriculum. So please sign yourself up on Twitter. You can come and find me. I'm @mbrayford. I can also suggest people that you can follow. It is a great way to develop your CPD. I know that in Kent we've got minimal CPD at the moment, but go on there. Okay, there's lots and lots of stuff on there. And you can contact me at missbrayford@gmail.com, and it would be great for you to come and see what we're doing in our school. These children have worked so hard with me to make sure our teachers are confident with the new curriculum. So please come and see us. Okay, a few people to mention that you can follow. Sheila Blackburn, she is a Norfolk ICT advisor, and she's also one of the teachers that set up the Digital Leader Network. She works in an infant school, okay, but she does work with Key Stage 2. There's Chris Sharples, who's at GR8 ICT, great person to follow also, and has developed digital leaders in the secondary school. And the book I mentioned at the bottom is by Mark Anderson. It is free on iTunes as an iBook. It's a really great book. It will take you through the process of setting up your digital leaders. So we've got the Digital Leader Network link again, and then you've got the Digital Schoolhouse, where there's also fantastic resources for using digital leaders, but also resources for the new computing curriculum. So please go and have a look. So that's me. If you've got any questions, then please ask me. If there's anything you'd like to know, anything you'd like us to show you, please let us know. Or you can ask the children questions. Hello.
So it's about the present that you're going to share and make that available
I can, yes. If you,
through your Twitter?
yeah, through my Twitter, and I can share it through there, yes. I do have a blog, which I'm awful at uploading, so I'm going to try and persevere to upload that, so I'll put it on there as well, so I can share it on the link. But come and contact me on Twitter, and I can share you links to the Prezi and anything else that you need. Any other questions? Hello.
Hello. When you meet with the digital leaders, is that at lunchtime, is that an after-school club, or during curriculum time?
I meet them after school, from 3:30 till 4:30 straight after school, but I also see them at lunchtime. So what will happen is, I know Joel, Claudine, Grace, and Elodie will come and nag me at break times going, have you got anything you want us to do? And in previous years, the teachers have actually put out time for them to go to a year group and do jobs for them. So I've got to say, I've got a fantastic supportive staff. My head's behind you, who's very supportive, and they allow the children to come out of lessons, go and support in other classes, and to go and do jobs like, I know they went down to Foundation to show the children how to use the iPads. So I do after school, and we do a couple of lunch times. But the kids are so committed, I'll sit on the task, and then they'll go off and do it.
Thank you.
Any other questions?
Well, it's,
Oh, of course.
what's the best part of being a digital leader for you?
When we get to go help the other lesson, because sometimes we get to, we can teach them a bit and we can tell the teacher what we're teaching them, and they'll just let us teach them and we give the whole lesson to us.
I don't know if you feel you're teaching the teacher.
It's quite cool actually. Then you might find the next day that they're teaching the same thing, even though that you were teaching them.
Elodie, what's the best thing about being a digital leader?
You can get to taste down new apps, like the new matching keypad site.
Because Elodie, I know one of the best things for me was seeing you teach Mr. Paley, our Year 5 teacher. Now, Elodie was in Year 1 when we did this. He taught Mr. Paley how to use Lightbot, an app. Now, what he did was Elodie had gone home, got his dad to download it, went through and completed the whole Lightbot app. So he's doing double repeated procedures. And he was able to explain to Mr. Paley how the repeated procedures worked and that he made errors. So for Elodie, that was a fantastic achievement. I was really proud to see that.
Elodie also taught his head teacher in Year 1 how to use Scratch.
Yes.
And if you've got any staff who are underconfident in terms of using ICT, the best thing to do is to use the children to train them, because there is nothing better than being trained by a child, because you don't feel nervous around them, you don't feel like you don't have the right skills, because it doesn't matter, because they're there sitting with you, and it's much easier actually than being trained by an adult.
Claudia, what's the best bit about being a digital leader?
Probably mixing the confidence, because when I was in Year 4, when I first started being a digital leader, I wasn't be able to do this. I could never stand up here and talk like this now.
Right, what's the best thing about being a digital leader?
I like testing out new resources.
I think probably like you're teaching Mr. Paley as well how to do things, wasn't you? Any other questions? yesterday we were looking at green screening and looking at the best apps. So we were doing that yesterday together. So it's not just about me suggesting, they suggest things. And I think that's quite important because they're at home sitting on their mobile devices while we're marking and doing other things. We can't do everything. And we can't be an expert in our subject. We'd all love to be an expert, but there's so many new facets in the curriculum that we need to utilise the children because they're our experts. And I think we've just got to be not to be afraid to let them lead the lessons. I know that I was speaking to some Key Stage 3 teachers a couple of weeks ago about a computer school meeting, and they were, so you let all children teach your lessons? Yes, because they're great with Scratch, they're great with other programming websites, whereas I'm not an expert. I'll go, oh my god, I can't work out what that mistake is, but we'll see it. I've got Year 6s doing Code Academy, and I've got permission from their parents for them to register for that. Code Academy, you need to have an email address to register, but it goes through basic programming. It teaches them Python. It then goes through CSS as well, which gets them ready for secondary school. I think what we need to do is make sure that we're not restricting the children in what we teach them, and make sure we give them the right resources to use it. I know you saw Miles Berry using Hackasaurus, which is a great resource. Sign up for it, X-ray rules. The children can change a website and post it up. They find great pleasure in doing that. I know my digital leaders did a lovely Hackasaurus about 2 Year 6 teachers designing their own makeup range and posting it online. But it just shows you how easy it is to learn code because they change particular parts of the code. They can change a picture and they need to know where in that code is the picture code and how they can change the size of the picture. There are some fantastic resources. If you want to come and see us, talk to myself or my head teacher, email me. We would love to have you in. I know my digital leaders would love to come and teach